Yeah.
Just-
You want now?
It just went on.
No, I was gonna.
It's going to be under you first, right, Chris?
Yeah, because I have to go on to my page and share it to the RNN page.
I can share from your page.
All right, cool. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you this evening? We are 2 races away from the end of the 2024, excuse me, uh, NHRA drag racing series. We got the divisional at Vegas that started today, and then it moves on to Pomona, and then award ceremony, and then a well-deserved break for the whole gang across the country. But we are very privileged tonight that we are going to have. Now, this is your first or your second Wally, Frank?
This is my second.
Second. Two-time Wally recipient. First race he won this year in the NHRA Division One Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. Of course, Frank A. Volpe will be our guest in just a moment. And the man with the good angles going on, the downward angle onto his chrome dome. Of course, I'm talking about Pete Sanko. What's going on, my friend?
How are you, buddy?
I am doing very well. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate it.
Do you really?
Of course I do. You're one of very few people that put up with me.
Yeah, you're not kidding. By the way, tell your wife she's behind on her payments. She needs to get caught
Tanya,
up.
he says you're behind on your payments, and he's being nice to me, so you got to step it up. He said, "Yeah, okay."
Deal.
But cool. So we're going to talk to Frank A. Volpe. Like I said, he won his second NHRA Wally just a few weeks ago, and going to see what happens from there. Basically, a couple of cool announcements that we'll get to a little later on. But what's happening, Frank?
Nothing much. Just I don't know. I'm still feeling pretty high off the win. I'm hoping to continue it into next year.
Well deserved. That's the way to end the season right there.
Yes. Much better than I ended last season.
So your second Wally, where was your first one?
It was at Epping in 2019.
Very cool. And
Yeah.
you take the individual achievements, which are awesome, but I noticed that Chris posted the points, and if anyone would have told you you would have finished 9th in points in the division with only 3 races in, you probably would have said, "Yeah, okay, sure." I did 2 years in a row. I finished 5th and 4th with 5 races. And I got to tell you, finishing 9th with only 3 is more impressive, in my opinion.
Thank you.
That's not an easy feat because for the last couple of years, I've only raced 3 or 4 races a year, and I'm not even on the sheet. So I need the bigger monitor to figure out where I am. So yeah, the three races and finishing 9th, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Thanks.
How did your year go? Obviously, you raced more than 3 times. Divisionally, how did your year go as far as what races and how did you do?
Well, I blew up the motor pretty much right in the beginning of the season, so I missed everything.
Yep.
That's why I only have 3 races. So when I got the motor fixed, I was able to come back and I did a lot of the super street races up at Lebanon Valley.
Yep.
Where I definitely didn't light the world on fire. But I had one final round, and Mike Fitz threw a perfect run down on me, so that felt good.
That was against you.
Yes.
He's a bad dude, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
That's just, I had no idea. I heard he made a perfect run, but I didn't know it was against you.
Yeah, it was against me. He said he knew he had to do something good to beat me, and I think he couldn't do anything better than that.
No, that's I mean, listen, he called his shot like Babe Ruth, right?
Yeah. I just wish he would have been, 1 thou earlier on the tree. one thou
It's something.
faster on top
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
It just
right.
didn't work that way. Nothing I could do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's funny. So what was your first divisional this year?
I'm trying to think. New Media was
Okay.
my first divisional this year.
So
And
you
I
did the
had
double up, I'm assuming you did
just the
what was,
divisional, not the open.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
how did you do there?
we went for just the divisional, and I had a quarterfinal exit. I lost
Okay.
to James Antoinette.
Oh, what is it? You got a problem against veterans of the sport, huh?
Well, see, he just finished building my motor, so he told me I had to lay down. No,
You
I'm
got
just
it. Yeah, yeah. He had the magic button to throw you off a couple numbers, right?
No, I
That's
don't remember exactly what happened, but
yep,
he just had the better race than I did. That was
yeah,
all.
yep.
Yeah, fair and square.
And then
Happens.
your next race for the division was
New England, Epping.
epic.
That was
And
the
how'd
next
you do there?
race. I was going into the semifinals when they canceled the race and they
Oh,
moved
that's
it to
right.
Maple Grove or
Yep,
Virginia and then Maple Grove.
right.
And I was 15 red in that semifinal, so I wasn't too happy
Yeah, yeah.
losing that one to Eddie Bloom. But
And
I
then
think I made up for it the next race. When
Maple Grove, yeah. Figure while you're there, what the hell? You might as well get
yeah,
it right. All right.
I was pretty confident I was leaving that weekend with a WALLY, but I thought for sure it was going to be from the Epping race. I wasn't thinking it was going to be from the Maple Grove one.
No kidding. That's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Good
So
stuff. I
at
like
least I
it.
got one.
Yeah, yeah. That's so 2019. So that's a little bit of a spell in between.
Yeah. And that came from a season where I also blew up my motor. So I blew up my motor at Maple Grove at the beginning of the season with my Camaro.
Yep.
And then we got it fixed and I came out. I don't think Epping was the first race back, but I that was my best race back. I know
Sure.
that.
Yeah, yeah, right. So I'm just going to give you a little suggestion for 2025. Let's see if we could win one of these trophies without blowing up anything.
Without blowing.
What do you
It's a
think?
good idea.
All right. That's a game plan.
That sounds good.
What, how fast is your car? Because I don't even know. I know it's beautiful, but I don't know how fast it is.
Honestly, it depends on the track because it changes everywhere. I'm not really sure how that's possible, but it seems like it's normally like 153, 154.
Okay. Yeah. So you're right in the top quarter, top
Yeah.
third of people. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Me and
But
you,
I'll go to
me and
I'll
you
go to
would probably
Cecil and it'll
locked
be
door to door.
160.
What's that?
I said when I go to Cecil, it's 160. I'm not sure how that's possible.
Oh, you pick up that much, huh? All right.
I don't
Must
think I
be-
pick up that much. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's downhill or something. Who knows?
I don't know.
To say with all the humidity at Cecil, that's a lot to pick up. Holy crap!
Yeah, I think it might just be maybe the nose of the car hits the cone differently. I don't know. I
That's
can't see I
when
pick up that many mile per hour.
100 years ago when I had my dragster, for some reason it would always run between 180 and 181 at Atco, and anywhere else that I went, it would be 176, 177, which matched the ET. But for some reason, when I went to Atco, it would always go between 180 and 181, and it was going the same ET. So
Yeah.
it was, just something with the way it goes through the beams or whatever. But yeah, it's all good.
It's just cool to see on the time slip sometimes 160.
Yeah, right.
1090 at 160. Yeah.
Absolutely. Frame that thing, right? What are your plans for 25?
Well, I plan on doing Rob Keister's series. I normally do that, the .90 series.
Yep.
I didn't get to do it this year because I missed most of the season, and
Sure.
by the time I got my car fixed, I think he only had one race left, and I kind of figured why bother?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saved
right.
some of my money now. I need to build it back up.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Not a cheap
yeah.
expense building a motor, right?
no. But I definitely plan on running his series. I always enjoy running his series.
Yep.
He does a good job. I plan on doing the NHRA races like always. And hopefully there's a few weekends where I'm free. I'd like to go up to Lebanon and do their Super Street Series.
Nice.
But theirs normally are the same weekends as Rob's, and
I got you. Okay.
so it's hard to do both of them. But whenever
Yeah.
there's a free weekend, I like to go up to Lebanon and do those as well.
Excellent. What wow, I just totally drew a blank. What it's been a long day. What happened to your engine? Why did it blow up?
I wiped a lobe on the cam.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it wasn't a bad, like, it wasn't hard to repair. We were just waiting a long time for a cam. That was, thankfully it wasn't anything catastrophic.
Right, right. So no windowed blocks, no nothing
No.
like that. Thank God.
No. So
Yeah.
cam, and then we did a valve job, but
We're still, we're what, 4 years now removed from COVID, but it seems like
it's
some things are still crazy to get.
just, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I talk to James every once in a while, and it's like as soon as something comes available regularly, then it seems like the shortage moves to something else. I remember he was complaining about rods. He couldn't get rods anywhere. Then when the rods were plentiful, he had a big trouble for a long time with piston rings. He said he had all he could do to get rings, and then now you're saying camshaft. It's like
Yeah.
it's wild how it just kind of the shortage moves around from part to part.
But I will say, I do owe him a big thanks, because even with the shortage and, we waited a long time, he definitely worked on that motor as fast as he could to get it back to me. And I really appreciated that.
He's worked with me. I mean, above and beyond stuff that he really doesn't have to do. Your father still get his engines built by James?
Uh, his older Top Sportsman motor was. The new one
Yeah.
is, it's a Sunset.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I mean, he's done quite a bit of business with him,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
I mean, the only thing that I've ever done with James is the motor that I had before the one I have now, and then the one I have now. I mean, he's got a lot of people that spend a hell of a lot more money with him than I do. But he's still, when you walk into that place, he'll treat you like you built 10 Pro Mod motors with him. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the way he is.
Yeah.
I remember I had an issue with an engine that I bought from someone else. And it brought the thing there, and he let me take it apart there so we could see what happened with it. And he's just it doesn't get any better than working with him, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah.
And he's still got the dogs at the shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's awesome. So what we know that your parents obviously are a huge help for your program. Were you able to bring anyone else on board to help you out with the expenses, or is it
Nope.
all you?
Just me and the family. That's it.
Yep. Sucks,
Family
doesn't it?
funded.
I know. Isn't it painful?
But if anybody's out there listening and wants to send me money, I'll take it.
Absolutely. We'll find a spot on the car somewhere for your
Yeah,
name, right?
I'll put a name somewhere.
It's awesome. So you're regularly going over 150, so you're doing the Hans device and all that
Yes.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? What is your device of choice?
I have the Simpson Hybrid Sport.
You do have the hybrid.
Yes.
So I have the Hans, and it's the only thing that I've ever used. And I'm wondering, I'd like to get my hands on a hybrid to try it. Have you tried both?
No. Nope.
You've only tried the hybrid.
When they made it the rule that you had to have it over 150, I
Right.
asked a few people, and they had suggested the hybrid. They said that you have like the best movement, so I just went with that one.
Yeah, I'm going to be giving that a try at some point.
Yeah. Thankfully, being in my speed range, I don't move my head a whole lot, so
Yeah, right.
that helps.
Exactly. That's it. You know what? People say, why don't you just get better at driving the Stripe? I'm like, you know what? I'd rather make another 100 horsepower. That's easier for me.
It's a little
Right.
easier.
Yeah.
So
What do you
Frank,
got?
a comment from Rob Keister for you said one less weekend this coming year, so hopefully you can hit both.
Yeah, I hope so.
What tracks are Rob racing at this year for 25? Is he announced it yet?
He
I
hasn't
don't
dropped
believe
his
he's
schedule yet.
yeah, I don't believe he's made an announcement yet.
Gotcha.
But I think he was looking at Mason Dixon and Cecil.
Yeah.
Mason Dixon turned out to be a pretty good gig for him, right?
Well, I wasn't there, so I can't speak to that, but I believe that they had a good experience and he'd like to
Yeah,
go back.
yeah. I know a lot of people. I don't think the car count was quite what he was hoping for, but I know the people that went there were raving about the track and the facility and how good of a time they had. So
Yeah,
that's good. When one door closes, another one opens. That's it's hard to find a replacement for Atco, but
yes, it is.
it looks like he did a hell of a job and jumped right on it. Did pretty good.
I will say, not to knock anybody else, but Rob is one of the hardest working people that I know.
There's
He
no
really works his butt off to try to please everybody in that series, which is impossible to do, but
yeah,
he
and
really tries. So
with him too, it's not just like a business thing. It's like he takes it personal. Like it's if people are happy, then he's genuinely happy. If people are upset about something, he takes it to heart and tries to make it right. So definitely what you want to
A racer trying to do well for racers.
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, and the fact that he straps himself in a car a couple times a year doesn't hurt either. So
That's when we see you. It's not the split screen.
So he just said it's definitely Mason and Cecil County, and possibly another track. Hopefully an announcement coming soon.
nice.
So
Nice. Kind of surprised no Maple Grove for him, huh?
I thought I saw something he had posted or commented or on somebody else's thread on Facebook that it just wasn't in the card schedule was. So I'm sure he'll pipe in, I'm sure. So
Excellent.
Yep.
Oh, see this? I just got a text from Gary Federico. I have a Simpson hybrid for sale. Call me if you're interested in trying
there you go.
it. That works.
Boy, first we scored another sponsor for Carol Bell's practice tree race, and now we might get you a deal on a restraint system.
Membership has its privileges, right?
Yeah, right.
Good stuff. What's not to take any of the spotlight away from you, but what's the rest of the family? Pretty much the same plans as you for next year?
yeah, I'm pretty sure we all have the same plans. I mean, we
Okay.
basically all go to the track together, so
Yeah, right.
I
Right.
can't see it changing for anybody else.
Awesome. Good stuff. What your dad got his car straightened out. He was having some issues with it, but I see the last couple of races he ran pretty good.
Yeah, he had a okay end to the season, much better than his middle.
Is he in the room? Tell me
Yeah,
that-
he's in the room standing
Get his
over me
ugly
now.
ass on the camera, will you?
Yeah, do you want to sit down and be on the camera too?
No, just say what's up.
What's going
What's
on?
up, Frank?
How are you?
doing, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
All right. How are you?
I saw
Good,
you
how's it
bragging
going?
about your kid finishing ninth with only 3 races.
Oh, he did awesome.
Awesome stuff, right?
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And how you making out with your car? You got that squared away from the issues you were having?
No, well, yeah, it's going straight, but I got to drop it off to Ryan when I actually every time he does good, it costs me money. Let's start. He doubles up at Cecil.
Yep.
I blow a tire
That was last year.
last year. No.
Yep.
Yeah, last year.
Last year.
He runners up in super gas at the National. My slide don't go in. We're stuck at the track for hours. He wins this race. My truck don't start at all. It's still at Maple Grove.
Are you
My
kidding me?
No, it's still
No,
there.
it's still there.
I'm going Saturday to get it. I had a mechanic come and work on it, so it's fixed now.
What was wrong with it?
The starter and some wiring went bad.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's crazy. You drive it
Unbelievable.
there, you park. Next thing you know, it don't start.
So, you ready for a funny story?
Go ahead.
This one. Okay.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, I was going up to Lebanon Valley on Sunday for the King of the Track. I
Okay.
said, you know what? I finally got my car running good. I want to go race it the last weekend that's up there, right? I unplug my motorhome from the house. I throw the cord underneath the motorhome. I walk around the front and I'm looking at something in the driveway and I completely forgot about the cord.
Oh boy.
I have to pull it up about 50 feet so that I can put the hose in and fill it with water.
Yep.
I get in the motorhome, already running, put it in drive. As soon as I put it in drive, I get low voltage on the display. But that happens from time to time. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I look over at the charging meter, it's whatever, we're good, right? I pull it up, put it in park, put the hose in. I always walk around the rig a couple times just to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
I see the freaking cord. All right. Where it goes in, it pulled the box off of the wall, but it didn't pull any of the wires out.
Okay.
And it skinned part of the cord, and the white wire had a little bit of copper showing, but white is common, so I wasn't too worried about that.
Yep.
And no burn mark, no arc marks, nothing. Okay. So I wrap the cord up, throw it in the compartment. I go to get in the RV. It's not charging. I'm like, what did I do? Right? I'm such a friggin' idiot. So I tell my wife, we're not going racing. The thing's not charging. I screwed up. I got to fix it. Before the batteries went dead, I unhooked the trailer and I drove it to my shop.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out, in these rigs, they have fuses everywhere, right? It's
Yes.
not just in one location. So I'm looking for fuses everywhere. I'm testing everything. I can't find anything wrong. I pull the box down. I shorten the cord up about that much because that's all that needed to be done. Plug it into the wall at my shop. It's charging the batteries, inverter's working, everything's working. I unplug it, I start up the generator, everything's working, everything's doing what it should, but it's not charging.
Okay.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? So now I take the floor out of the bedroom in the back. I'm looking right at the alternator. Battery voltage at the back of the alternator, it's not charging. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know how normally alternators have a plug that goes in it that it excites the alternator? This thing is capped off, weather packed plug over it. It's a one-wire alternator like a race car.
Okay.
You give it 12 volts, it hits a certain RPM, it starts charging, and off you go. So I'm like, all right, well, now I got to follow the cable because there must be an inline fuse somewhere that got zapped.
All right.
It goes right down to the starter, solid cable, nothing. I'm saying, did my friggin' alternator go bad? How could it have gone bad right when I ran over the cord? Is that even possible? Took the alternator off, spun it by hand. It sounded like a cement mixer.
Really?
The bearing in it blew apart. I sent it out to a place down the street. I did this on Sunday. I took it off. Sent it to a place down the street. He goes, no, he goes, you didn't do nothing. The bearing came apart, wiped out the inside of the alternator. Right when all that other, in other words, if I didn't run over that cord and I didn't bring my attention to it, I would have been halfway up to Lebanon Valley and the alternator would have exploded.
Yeah.
And I would have been stuck on the side of the road. Or the next trip is going down to Florida because I bring it down to Florida in the winter. So could you imagine me dealing with that on the side of 95 and friggin' Virginia or something?
Yeah.
It's just weird how it works. Like you said, you park it, everything's fine. Then you go to leave. All of a sudden it don't start.
Yeah.
It's friggin' bizarre. But yeah,
And-
so
and
that was
Maple-
why I didn't make the last race.
And Maple Grove was pitch black. Everyone left already. There
Right.
were like 5 people
Yeah,
there. I'm
because he had to go ahead and win, so now you're there
like,
late.
exactly.
That's
So
my fault.
I told him
Yes,
next time he starts doing good, I'm leaving.
that's
It's
right.
not going to
Yeah.
cost me money.
Call an Uber. Leave your shit right there. We came up with a good game plan for next year. He's going to win a race without blowing a motor up next year.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That's what we
I
got.
like that
We got
plan.
the game plan now. We're good.
Yep.
I'll be your assistant crew chief. Just don't blow anything up. You'll be
Thanks.
fine.
All right. This
If
is
he,
the
if,
show.
if
I'm
he
leaving.
sees if he sees smoke, he's gonna be running to his truck to get out of there.
That's right. That's right. I'm out of here. Good stuff. So you got your race schedule pretty much set for next year. They didn't announce the schedule yet. They usually do that at what, PRI, I think? Or do they do it?
I don't know when, but I don't believe that anybody's really released a schedule. Just the national event schedule, I think, is the only one that's out.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the divisional schedule comes out at PRI.
Okay.
But don't quote. That could have been 100 years ago too. God only knows if that's true.
Yeah,
And that's
I think
probably-
that's the goal.
Yeah, and that's probably what Rob's waiting for too. If I had to guess, is that he needs to know what they're doing so that he can make his schedule. So we got a couple of weeks waiting and wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Rob said Maple Grove is still possible, trying to work with Kyle and Sean on a date.
Excellent.
So
Good. So that'd be 3 tracks for him,
Yeah.
which is what he always had before. It'd just be swapping Atco for Mason Dixon, right? Because he always went to Cecil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We always went to Cecil.
Yep, in Maple Grove. Yeah, I think the last Rob race that I went to was the beginning of last year, and it was at Maple Grove. Me and my son went.
So again, Rob said he thinks the divisional schedule should be out in a few days, normally between the D7 Lucas Oil race and Pomona.
Oh, cool.
So
Very-
what SEMA's going on right now.
Yes. Yeah, and like literally right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like it. So, Frank, how did your the race that you won at Maple Grove? Any lucky rounds? Any you just on a mission in the zone? How did it go down? All the above.
I'm trying to remember now. I believe I had one bye run. I'd say that's the only lucky round.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think anybody went red to me, so I'd say I earned.
stringing it together.
Yeah, except for the bye run, I think I earned the wins.
What round was your bye run?
That was the semifinals, I think. was the
So
bye
you know
run.
what? My personal opinion, don't look at that bye round as
Nope.
is a luck
Quarterfinals.
because
It was the
you earned-
quarterfinals.
you earned that shit.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who didn't make it far enough to get that, so you earned it.
Thanks.
What was your best package? Do you remember?
Uh,
How do you not remember this
I don't.
shit?
Why don't when I get back to my trailer after a run, I'm not looking at my time slips trying to figure out what my package is for. I'm just
Well,
saying,
I guess-
yes, I won. And get
Yeah,
ready for
I
the next
guess
round.
I guess part of the issue was the rig not even running to get you home might have something to
Yeah.
do with it.
But by the time I got home at like midnight, almost 1 a.m, I couldn't remember anything that happened the day before.
So here's the big question: how did you guys get home?
Well, I had my truck and trailer.
Okay, good.
All the 3 of us raced. So the stacker had the top sportsman car and the super gas car, and then I had my trailer and my car.
Excellent.
So-
So you were able to put
So
the
I just
family in
picked
your
them up
vehicle and get home.
And we went home.
Pile in and everybody got home.
You must
Yeah.
have been driving home like, yeah, I won the race and I'm getting all these people home. This is awesome.
Yeah.
How long of a ride is it for you guys from Maple Grove to home?
It's about 3.5, almost 4 hours.
Yeah, that's man, I love going to Maple Grove. The track is awesome. I want to set the cruise control at 30 miles an hour on my motorhome, run out in front of it and let it run me over because the ride is so freaking painful. Oh my God, it's painful. I can't stand
That's
it.
right. That you're part of the story of wanting to stand out in the middle of 95 and smash every car to pieces.
We went the last time I raced the Rob race at Maple Grove. We were going home on a Sunday night, and listen, I'm old and cranky. I hate racing on a Sunday because I got to go to work the next day, and I can't stand being tired. And we got caught in traffic as soon as we hit Connecticut, and it was traffic that my leg actually hurt from being on and off the brake pedal. We were like an hour and a half, and I don't think we went 5 miles. It was unbelievable. Oh my God, it was so freaking bad. And we were making such good time coming from the track, and then we hit the friggin' Connecticut line, and it was like, okay, you've gone far enough. On top of that, my friggin' one of my compartment doors was swinging open in the motorhome, which didn't matter because I was able to put it in park and close it because it's not like we were going anywhere. Oh, it was just, I hate that
Connecticut,
trip.
as everybody who knows who's been through Connecticut, they have a very special kind of traffic in Connecticut.
Oh, God, it's unbelievable. It doesn't matter what time you hit it, where you go, it's painful. But you guys, where do you guys live? You're not on the island, right?
No,
Okay.
Poughkeepsie.
Because that's the only thing worse than driving into Connecticut is trying to get on and
Driving
off.
to Long Island. Yes.
Oh my God. I feel real bad for those guys. And no matter where they go, they have to get on and off the island. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's at least a couple of times I could go north and go to Lebanon Valley or Epping, and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But shit, I hate traffic. I do. The only thing I miss about COVID is COVID traffic. COVID traffic, magical.
Lebanon is just about the only track that we can go to and not sit in traffic somewhere. So,
yep.
If only every race was there.
I know. Like I went there more this year than I have in probably the last 10. And every time we're like 3/4 of the way up there, my wife looks at me and she's like, why do we go anywhere else? And I'm like, yeah, I don't, because we're idiots. I guess, I don't know. But yeah, when you could get in your rig on Friday afternoon, get there and it's still light out and you don't want to kill somebody yet.
Yeah.
You're definitely starting off the weekend a lot better. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. So excellent. Congrats on your win, my friend.
Thank you.
And keep the momentum going as long as it's not against me. You could mow down the rest of the field. It's great.
I hope so. I was trying to do math in my head the other night, and I was saying if I go out to Vegas, I could be in the top 4.
I know. It's so stupid how we think, right? I know. It's painful. I chased 1 year because I had a good opportunity as far as going with people and work, and it just kind of all fell into place. And I went out. I would have been better off if I just stayed home. I think I actually traveled and lost points if that's possible. But yeah. So, but it's the experience in doing it. But yeah, you've got your time is coming. That's for sure.
Thanks.
Are you going to
I finished in 9th in 2019 when I blew up and I won at Epping. I finished in 9th that year too. So a lot of similarities. But
so,
that year I think I had 6 races, and this year I only have 3. So I really wish I could have got to more divisionals just to see where what I could have done this year.
I'm getting an idea. Are you ready for this? You'll like this. RNN is going to buy me a crystal ball, right?
Oh, Jesus.
And from now until the racing season starts, when we have a guest on, I'm going to predict their 2025 future. Okay. So my prediction for you is going to be you are not going to blow up a motor this year. Good. And you're going to win a WALLY, not blowing up an engine. And you are going to finish top 5.
That sounds good. How about top 1?
Hey, listen, I'm still a rookie at this guessing game. You got to cut me a little slack here.
I'll take.
So that's my prediction for Frank. Now we got to keep track of who I say is going to finish in the top 5, because if we have 7 Super Street guests and I say they're all going to finish top 5, I'm going to be an idiot. So I got to leave a little room for me too.
Yeah.
You know?
right, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for this thing.
Okay. And
Or
GoFundMe
send me
for the
donations.
crystal ball. Dude, I got an old bowling ball here.
Mr. Predicto, fortune telling ball, ask a question and he speaks the answer.
How's
And it
that?
has lights on it.
I got to get a little turban on my head too. It'd be friggin' awesome.
Johnny Carson turban. What the
The
hell was that
very
character?
first prediction of the offseason. Frank Volpe, top 5, Wally, no hurt drivetrain parts.
Sounds like a plan. I like
How's
that
that?
prediction.
Send that into the books, man.
All right. I'm gonna go write it down.
Hey, do that.
Anybody wants my PayPal or my Venmo, contact me after the show.
They're gonna take up a PayPal just so you can get a new host, if I had to guess.
Oh, speaking
Frank,
of, on the subject of 2025, you guys are all pretty much screwed now. Taylor's got the truck fixed.
I am not screwed because Taylor does not run the Super Street races at Lebanon Valley. So I
Yeah, but
also
then, like
sure the best.
one divisional you'll run, you'll probably end up going up against her.
I'll race 2.
I
I'll
too.
do. Oh well, it depends on the schedule. If Epping National, Lebanon Valley Divisional, and Epping Divisional fall during when I'm not in school, I'll run those 3, providing I could get into a national with a grade like -3. So
Well, I don't think Epping filled up this year, so
it didn't, and I actually have a grade 2 this year, and I could have gotten in with a 1 last year, so I should be able to get.
you should be all right.
Yeah, I'll be able. So
Oh,
Yeah.
another good point, Pete. That Frank is an amazing human being. He likes road racing.
do you really?
Road racing, you said?
Formula One. Well, you
Oh,
went to the
yes,
Formula
yes,
One race.
Formula One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not like street racing. Yeah.
See,
So-
my
Yeah.
problem isn't that I don't like other types of racing. I just can't pay attention longer. It's like after
He's
the
got,
first
he's got adult
seconds, it's like, all right,
whatever.
what am I supposed to be watching here? I'm kind of confused. What, they come around again? This is crazy.
I
Yeah,
tried to
actually-
Frank. I tried to explain to him the simplicity that is endurance racing because I like endurance racing.
Okay.
You know, the Rolex, Sebring, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, and this is all he did the whole time. He's like, I'd be asleep in 45 minutes.
I don't even breathe for 24 hours straight. I can't imagine racing a car. It just doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
I don't think I'd be able to handle that.
Oh.
That's
Oh my God. How many drivers do they do in 24 hours usually?
Well, how many drivers? How many laps?
No, how many drivers do they go through in a 24 hour?
They have at the Rolex at Daytona last year was 63 cars, I think, and they had to have a minimum of 3 drivers per car. They usually go 2 to 4 hour stints each. Roughly.
Okay, they just keep rotating them.
Yep. And yeah, they'll do a driver swap during a pit stop. I mean, they can do a driver swap in 20, 30 seconds.
They'll probably swap the driver as quick as they fill it up with fuel, if I had to guess.
Oh yeah, they can have the actual work on the car done before the driver swap's usually done.
Frank, could you imagine racing for 3 hours straight?
no.
I
No.
don't think I've raced for a total of 3 hours since I started drag racing when I was a teenager. If you added it all up.
Oh, the funny thing with the endurance guys is they're little toothpicks. They're not big
Right.
overweight goobs like I am.
So I'd
You know,
fit right
they're-
in as saying. No problem.
You know, they're like the size of my cup here.
Right? Like horse
Yeah,
jockeys.
you know, you can pick them up with one hand and throw them across the friggin' field. But
So Formula One you're into.
Yes. I was actually just in Texas for the Formula One race a few weeks ago.
Oh,
That
no
was
kidding.
that was actually really cool experience.
Those are
those are-
one of the vehicles that has like the $8 million steering wheel, right?
Yeah.
Like you can
Yes.
control ride height and boost and all kinds of craziness. All
Sway
on the
bar
same-
adjustments and
Yeah.
everything. The
They have
GTP
more buttons
cars.
on their steering wheel than we have on our keyboards.
I
It's
can't even
insane.
I can't even bump up and bump down. What, 2 hits at the tree? What are you, crazy? These guys are shifting, changing ride height. Oh my God, I couldn't even
Yeah,
imagine.
they're going 200 miles per hour around turns, changing settings on a steering wheel. I don't know.
Yeah.
It takes tremendous skill.
I would imagine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Let's see if I can find you a picture, Pete. Please. All right, so this is. I can't put it up there because it's just too complicated for my brain.
You gonna send it to?
I'll message it. Yeah, I'll
This
send
is
it to you.
great for all our viewers. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris is now texting me a picture.
For
Hold
everybody
on.
listening, just Google.
Yeah, exactly.
Picture.
Yeah, just Google. Pete
We're gonna
will.
post.
How do you
We're gonna
spell?
post a link in the comments.
Yeah, because Pete will ask me, how the hell do you how do you spell GTP?
Wow, that legit looks like an arcade game controller.
And
Like
well,
a-
that is the gaming version of it.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gonna.
So,
I'm not
right.
gonna. But it's the same idea. All right, let's
That-
see. Hold on.
The only difference with these guys is all their buttons actually mean something.
All right, so
Wow.
I just got a comment from Cassie Diamond.
Yep.
I'm gonna totally put her on the spot. I'm too scared to comment this in this live chat. But does working on an ambulance for 24 hours without sleep count as endurance racing? I would say yes.
Some would argue
Especially
it's
if you live
actually
in
a
a
lot
big
more
city.
important. Yeah,
Maybe
Yeah.
just a little more.
a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit more.
bit, yeah. Well, thank you for doing those stretches. Although I hope you don't have to do them too often.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, no thanks.
Good times. Well, Frank,
very
listen,
cool.
thanks for joining us, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
And
And,
now that I made my prediction, it's up to you to make me look good now. So
I
let's make that
I
happen.
sure hope it's a correct prediction.
I honestly, Frank, I've watched you race the last couple of years, and I don't really think it's a stretch. So
Thank
you'll
you.
be just
I
fine.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Good luck to you. If you have any breaking news, any McDonald's sponsorship or anything, come back on the show and share it with us.
I will.
All right. Thanks
All
for
right,
coming
Frank.
All right. Pete, you could sponsor me if you want. I'm open for that.
on. Listen, I sponsored you my first prediction. That's
I'll
some good
I'll
stuff
take
right
what I
there.
could get. All right. Thank you.
You got
You
it,
got
buddy.
it, Frank. Have a great evening.
Bye. You
Take
too.
care.
Bye.
All right, Frank Volpe, our guest this evening, everybody. Awesome family. They're
So-
they are a lot of fun.
Now that we're all caught up on the D1 local celebrities, how cool
Uh-oh.
was it to see John Force at the track this weekend?
Yeah, it was nice to see him come back, and
It was really weird how quiet they were keeping that whole thing. It was
Yeah,
almost
they-
like scary weird. Like there was a lot more wrong with him than they were letting on. And I don't know the extent of his injuries or how much more recovering he still has to do, but it really was nice to see him. And then his team to double up made it even better. Pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, he had a brace on one of his arms. I don't remember which one it was.
He
Yeah.
did and as crazy of a talker as he is, to me it still sounded like he was just a little bit off, but that could have been me just looking for it too. Who knows? But it was good to see him mobile and at the track. And man, do you think he's going to get in a car next year?
Yeah. TBIs can be a tricky thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it can wake up tomorrow morning and maybe
Yeah,
not
and
be necessarily
got
100%,
a
but
lot. he's got a lot of things besides the TBI. He's got his age, right? He's
Right.
got his family that are probably tired of seeing him go through this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it happened to a 25-year-old kid that
Right.
they're probably going to recover a lot quicker than someone that's mid 70s. Yeah, I just can't help but have the feeling though that he's still going to get in a car again.
At the very least, do some kind of a practice run to see,
Right, eighth mile
know,
or something.
right, to see if, even just do a couple of launches to see how it feels.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, he's what, 70, is he 75-ish?
I'm going to call it mid 70s. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's got to be in that ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, you and me are in our 50s. I mean, I'm in my mid 50s. You're in your lower 50s.
Right.
We know how tough it is to come back, and we're 20, 25 years younger than he is.
Yep. Jesus Christ! I built a friggin' platform for my pellet stove, and I'm crippled for like 3 days afterwards. My legs hurt, my back hurts. It's like, really? This guy's bouncing off walls and banging his head off everything, and he still looks like he's in better shape than me. I have to
Yep.
Google how on force is.
I'm pretty sure he's like 75 or 6. Hey, Google, how old is John Force?
What did you say?
75. I have that automated. When I first came home after having spinal cord surgery,
Yeah.
Tony automated a lot of the house for me,
Right.
so she
Right.
wouldn't
Right.
have to babysit me all
Yep.
day long. So yeah, so we have Google here that controls this half of the house, and we have Google out in the living room that controls that half of the house. So
Very cool.
yeah,
Yes. So 75 years old.
Yeah.
With a traumatic brain
And
injury and whatever
plus
many broken bones he got from it, we have no idea of knowing. We said at the very least we know his arm and wrist is jacked up, and
yeah,
I can't imagine that's the only thing that happened to him. So
no, I mean, I'm still recovering from 6 months worth of freaking chemo, and plus again, plus.
dude, I had in and out patient friggin' hernia surgery, and I still can't lay on my stomach. It hurts. It's like,
And
really?
you still feel like you're gonna die every once in a while.
I mean, it's like, it's so bizarre. I put my seatbelt on in the minivan, and I'm like, take it easy. It's like, really? But hey, it's
So it's been
hats off to the guy. I mean, he's done a lot.
It's been 2 months since I stopped chemo, and my stomach is just now starting to feel normal again.
Really?
Because I'm getting all those friggin' nasty meds out of me. Finally.
Right. Now, are you taking any cancer prevention meds at all, or
No,
are you?
I don't have to take any cancer related medications yet.
Okay.
May chemo may make a comeback. Pill form of medication may be added into it. The only thing I take right now is just stuff so I don't get I take antibiotics and I take antiviral.
Okay.
That's the key things that I have to take, because my immune system got obliterated so bad from the chemo
Right.
that I'm more susceptible to getting, you have a cold and we're hanging out, and I'm more susceptible to getting your cold or the flu or something
Sure.
like that. And then
Now,
the
is
antiviral is
that
for
forever, or is that just until your system builds back up?
that's PBD.
Gotcha.
And then I take the antivirals so I don't get like shingles,
Sure.
stuff like that.
Sure.
So
Yep.
yeah. So
And then
other than that, everything's
they'll monitor
right.
your immune system, and obviously, if they see it building back up, then they'll wean you off of.
Yeah, my first follow-up at the cancer center here in Concord, where I did my treatments, is December 3rd. That's my first follow-up to my follow-up that I had,
Yep.
see where I was at Dana Farber. So
Cool.
whatever, it is what it is. I may go, they say, good, you're good for another 3 months, or I may won't go, and they say, well, sorry, chemo's coming back. Hence why I still have that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So that I'll probably have that for another 6 months to a year just to make
Yeah.
sure.
You got to have a couple of checkups that are clear before they pull that out, right?
Yeah, because it's a surgical procedure to have that done. It's a minor surgery. It's like, it's very similar to what you just had done. Real quick, they give you goofy juice.
Yep.
You're awake, but you're numbed out, and
Right.
they go in, cut it out, take it out because it's inserted into my jugular vein
Oh, okay.
too. Because this part right here is where the IV goes in,
Right.
and then there's a little catheter, like starts right about there and goes up here into my jugular.
Yep.
So, yep.
Groovy.
So, yeah. A couple of things to hit on before we pack it up for the night is, did you see VP is making a comeback as the official fuel supplier for NHRA?
Man, they bounce back and forth, don't they?
Yep.
That's crazy.
So they're going to be doing the fuel for the regular, the door cars and tractors and stuff, and they're also going to be doing, excuse me, the nitro again.
How
Which is the
about
nitro.
how about Pro Stock?
Yes, it's going to be a special blend. I'm actually right here. I just because my friend at VP sent this to me. Let's see. VP Racing C25 Racing Fuel will be the official spec fuel of all Pro Stock car and Pro Stock bike races. Let's see. VP will also be the official spec nitro, and multiple fuels will be run in factory stock and factory X. If there's factory X next year. That's the other rumor going around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not enough participation.
Well, everybody and their brothers getting busted cheating
Right.
too. I mean, again, just like everything else, you got to take it for whatever it's worth.
Right. Right.
But there's a lot of rumors floating around about factory X. Let's see. I just want to check, see if there's anything else in this about the fuel. Global leader. Multiple year agreement effective 2025. The official announcement was made the other day at SEMA.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. SEMA's when a lot of all the breaking news stuff
Starts to drop, yeah.
starts happening. Yeah, crew chiefs and sponsors and all that good stuff.
Well, one of the brothers was it the Stanfields that got busted
Right.
a couple weeks ago.
They
They're
both did.
one of them. Sorry.
I think two Stanfields got busted, didn't they?
Yeah, they got busted on their first qualifying pass, and I think all they did was throw out that qualifying pass.
Right.
as a
Right. So
penalty.
obviously, whatever happened, it was probably more of an oversight versus cheating, because if they genuinely thought you were doing something on purpose, they probably would have bounced you out of the race, if I had to guess. But
And one of them is coming. I honestly don't remember which. Is going to be racing pro stock next year for Elite.
okay.
So,
What is it? Aaron and Greg? And I believe
yes,
is Greg the father and Aaron is the son, I think.
that I'm not sure of.
Duran is probably listening, cringing because I'm saying nothing right, but either way. You piss him off when he actually calls in unannounced. Like, you suck at what you do.
What the hell are you two idiots talking about? Well, no, that's what he usually says on Facebook before he chimes in.
Or we keep going and his head wants to explode. Oh, so yeah,
Right.
we've got one more race, right, Pomona?
Well, yeah, you have the divisional again starting today, and then is it one right on top of the other, or is there a gap in there?
I I don't know. I'm gonna
I
say divisional, and the very next weekend is the national,
I'd have to check
because
that.
that'll be a week off for the pros because they raced last week. I don't think they're giving
Right.
them 2 weeks off, so it's
No.
probably divisional national.
Yeah. Rob said Greg is the dad and Aaron is the son.
I told you, Geron. I know what
Yep.
I'm talking about.
Yours, Jerron. One of us
Right.
knows what he's talking about.
That's why he hasn't called in, because I actually got it right for once.
All right, let me look real quick on the schedule. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, because the week after that's Thanksgiving, and it's wrapped up before Thanksgiving, I think.
Right. Let's see. Do the statistics. Statistics. All right, so the so next weekend, well, a week from this coming weekend is the final race starting on the 14th at
Right.
Pomona, the In-N-Out Burger NHRA finals.
Yep. And that's it. 2024 is done.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and then they have the banquet, was it Monday night?
I believe it's usually the next day, yeah, while they're out
Yeah.
there.
Yep. So
That's it.
TikTok, baby.
Before you know it, we'll be
So
talking about spring weather in 2025.
I hope so. But let's see. So we're gonna be back. Well, I'll be back. Depend you. It depends on your schedule, obviously. Because are you gonna be in Florida that week? Okay.
I
So
am.
if Pete's available, it will be me, Pete, and actually our favorite guest host, the one and only Taylor Nobile, will be joining us, and she is going to be interviewing. My brain is toasted, so bear with me for a second. I hate making sure I don't get the names wrong. Whatever, I'm mumbling. Let's see.
Dun, dun, dun.
TikTok. Taylor will be interviewing junior drag racer Victoria Beener. She is from Florida, and I'm pretty sure that she went to the Taylor Nobile and Tori Iacono School of Marketing, because she is all over the place, and she's got real nice Facebook page, real even nicer website, and so it's going to be fun to talk to another member of the junior family. And I asked Taylor to do it because I figured it would be cool for a graduate of the junior program to interview another young lady who is still in the junior program. I think she's
Absolutely.
14, if I remember right.
Excellent.
So, yeah. And then be back to normal, probably the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, or the two weeks after that, maybe. And then we'll wind it down for the year. So
And then
one thing,
we're gonna come
oh, go
back
ahead.
after the first year bigger and better. We got huge plans.
We do. We're both
Sure.
gonna have colds.
Yeah, probably.
So I haven't even really talked to Pete about this, but I got to thinking one night, which is usually a bad idea.
Yeah.
And now I gotta find it. Sometimes if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. That's been my theory the last couple of weeks. I've had major case of the does. As we all are more than aware of, Division One lost an awesome guy by the name of Bill Jenke this year in a terrible crash. at a divisional race. And I got to thinking, we were going to do the PDs the beginning of the year, and obviously I got sick and that got put off. But I made the decision to go with one award. And I talked to Bill's wife, Meredith, and asked her permission if we could use Bill's name and create our own memorial award.
I like it.
She was very happy with that, and I did a couple different designs and sent it to her for her approval. And I had my wife go over it and make sure that she thought it was good and she liked it. It's going to be sponsored by Dusan LLC. Everybody up here knows who Dusan is.
Yep.
The Pettit family. Obviously, Mark and his daughter are a force at the track at many races and also heavily involved as a sponsor of the Trip 10s at Lebanon Valley. So with that being said, this is going to be the first annual Bill Janke Memorial Award presented by Dusan LLC and Racers News Network. I'm going to get together with a couple of people to kind of help me, whatever, pick a winner, essentially. And we will try very hard to have whoever is selected join us.
Yep.
But I wanted to do something. Again, like I said, we weren't able to do it this year because of me getting sick. And I enjoy it. I think it's fun, and I think it's good to have recognition outside of what the division does. So
I agree.
I
I
just
like
wanted
it.
to
What
throw that out. I'm sorry.
what are you going to base the award off of?
That I am working on. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of like
Person of the year.
person of the year type thing. Comeback of the year, you know, went from the bottom of the ladder to the top, or even just close to the top of the ladder,
Right.
so to speak. I'm like I said, I'm going to put my head together with a couple of people. I was going to talk to again. Taylor Nobile is somebody we always fall back on to help us out with stuff.
Yep.
And I actually talked to last year the way we were going to do it. I talked to Dina Parisi about being part of that, and she was very happy to join us. So I'm going to see if they're willing to come in, and I'm going to ask a bunch of people and I want to get people's opinions
Sure.
on stuff. But I also wanted some kind of way to have an honor on it.
Yeah.
And with everything that happened after that event, I thought it would be a cool thing to do.
I like it.
So yeah.
I am on board.
Instead of doing, what did we do, 8 or 10 when we did the first PDs?
Yeah, I
Eight-
got to
eight or
tell you,
10.
I'm not terribly heartbroken that you're not doing that anymore. I'm fine with it. That might literally be the only thing that came good out of you getting sick was not having to do those stupid awards again.
The hell with you. Thanks a lot. Well, that, and the fun part is that if you haven't figured it out by now, we don't take ourselves seriously at all.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
I thought it'd be something cool.
No, it was fun.
And
Listen, if people have fun watching it or participating in it, I'm all for it. Whatever.
that's exactly right. I mean, again, we are not the two most serious people, especially about ourselves in the universe. And
Yep.
You know, hence why one person showed up in a tuxedo t-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, and all I did was get stared at by somebody else, and he basically went like this through the whole show, just shaking his head. So that's that, and I will post a picture of the award, and like I said, it'll be sometime after the first of the year. Probably do it like right before Gainesville or something like that. But that's that.
I like it.
Cool. Well, I want to say thank you to Frank A. Volpe for joining us and for Frank's dad showing up. Kevin, to answer your question.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's actually that's a good idea.
Just popped into my. It's like, yeah, just popped
Yeah.
into my head.
Yep. I like that. But like I said, thank you to Frank A and Frank's dad, Frank Sr., and everybody else who took time out of their evening to listen to our goofiness. And that's that. Holidays are kicking off pretty soon, people.
And the Volpe family, and especially Frank, thank you for the reschedule. Obviously, when we planned on Tuesday night, we didn't realize it was election night. So thanks for your flexibility. And anyone tuning in, thanks for your flexibility. And we'll be back on Tuesday soon enough.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, have a great night. Pete, thank you for coming on an odd night. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is how we do that. We will be back probably the Tuesday after the season ends to kind of wrap it up and call it a year.
Call it a year.
Yep. All right. Have a great night, everybody. If for some reason you're flying or driving to Vegas or then out to California, good luck.
Travel safe.
Absolutely. All right,
See you
everybody.
guys.
Have a great night. We'll talk to you all later.